And I kind of stress this with a lot of people that I do consultations with and career advice and stuff is that, take every experience that you have in your life, doesn't matter if you think it's related, and see how that can give you unforeseen advantages in your career. So for me, I was a carpenter. I trimmed out houses, built, did concrete, did roofs, dug ditches. I mean, everything they needed me to do, I did. But I learned a lot of things about, working with framing wood and doing finish work. And later on in life, I was able to use that for building custom frames, doing large tabernacle frames, like I'm actually in the process of doing right now for a church. I have two of them I'm doing. But I relied on that for a little while, and then I was able to kind of get into a profession doing graphic design work for a company, and I had a little bit of experience with it in college. So I was kind of on the job training, so I was able to learn Photoshop and a bunch of other things. And while I was doing my day job, working for this, it was a craft company at first, and then a technology company I was working for. I said, I don't want to do this forever. I'm doing this for money now, some experience. So I built my business on the outside while I was working. So while I would work all day, I would come home, eat dinner, and then I would get in my studio and I would work like 5, 6 hours or so at night until like 2 in the morning. And I realized that that sacrifice of sleep was necessary because even if it was an extra hour or two each day, it was getting me that much farther out. So I got, kind of a parallel career running. I had my thing I had to do for money and my career was running at the same time. So in a number of years after it, I think it was probably about 6, 7 years after I really committed myself to doing it. I was in a position where I was in a very good job, being paid very well. And I left that job to become a full-time artist. And by that time I had both careers running. It was like, stepping off an escalator right into another one. And I was right. There was no hiccups or anything. And I actually, that first year, I made more money in the art career that I moved into than where I was working. So that was another, where everybody was telling me, "You're crazy. What are you going to do? You're going to ruin your life, and you're going to lose all the benefits of working for a corporation." I couldn't wait to leave. You're right. And but I think the biggest thing, the biggest advice, and I think I wrote a blog years ago for Bold Brush for this is I think it was like ten reasons or things you should do to leave your job or whatever it was. But it was really committing myself in the end and going, if you're going to leave and your passion is to be in your career, don't be a model employee. Do what you have to get the employee thing done and to satisfy your boss and be everything else. But be kind of like a wallflower, be somebody who not going to bring a lot of attention to you because I spent all my time, I would take my lunch break sometimes and just go in a car and do marketing. I would be sneaking out to make calls to people to do commissions. I was even painting commissions on the steering wheel of my car in the parking lot, so all my friends are like, all the work buddies are like, "Hey, come out to go out to eat with all of us and be social." I'm like, "No, I don't want to be social. I like you guys, but I have this dream and I have to achieve it." And at the time I had, uh, two children, and I was watching my daughter every day look at me in the door, the window there, and seeing her dad hate this. I don't want to miss their lives. I want them to grow up in front of me. I want to be a good dad. I want to be home with my wife. I love being at home. I'm still to every day. I enjoy a nice hour or two coffee with my wife in the morning because it's the greatest part of my life, that all that sacrifice and all those staying up those hours and all that, trying to be clandestine at work and do business, to get out, that equaled this. And I will never ever regret any of it. I love it for everything I ever dreamed about. I'm doing right now, and I want to grow it bigger and bigger, and I want to help more people do the same because I believe it's achievable. But you have to believe it. You can't just go, "Oh, people can't achieve that dream anymore. It's just not possible." And I'm like, it's more possible than ever right now in the world we're in. We're all connected. It's not like it was when I got out of college. It's so much better, and this is worth doing.